Amazing. Let me go to Ardene out of Colorado. Ardene,
Good
you
morning.
are
Good
on the
morning.
air. Happy White History
Yeah,
Month.
hi. Happy July. Thank you.
Happy White History
You
Month,
know what?
Ardene.
Happy July. There's something I needed to ask you about.
When you say Happy July, are you saying that you don't celebrate White History Month?
I celebrate every month of the year.
How about White History?
I have no problem. I celebrate July. Yeah, it's a great month.
How about
I like
White
July.
History?
I like July.
Am
Next
I
subject. I'd like
am
to
I
talk to you about.
am
I'd
I
like to
asking
talk to you
you
about.
about July, or am I asking you about White History?
You're asking me about the month of July. The month of
I'm gonna
July
ask
is a
you
great
one more
month. Yeah, I
time.
love it.
If you don't respond, I'm gonna let you go. Am I asking you about White History Month, or am I asking you about July?
You're asking me about White History Month.
And so, do you celebrate White History Month?
I celebrate the 4th of July. I celebrate July. Yeah, I do like
I'm
it.
gonna
I
ask
like
you
it a
one
lot.
more time. Do you celebrate White History Month?
That's a stickler. Okay, yeah, I'm celebrating White History Month. You got it.
Right on.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah, yeah.
now go ahead.
Okay. Now, okay, when you're talking about um, racism, basically in California, LA area. I grew up in LA area. I grew up in San Fernando Valley, born and raised. San Fernando Valley, moved to Simi Valley, part of white flight in Simi Valley in the 60s, early 60s. Basically, my previous husband grew up in Inglewood, California. His dad was in Inglewood Fire Department, so he was killed fighting fire. But there was a big white flight coming from that whole area. The whole area. Simi Valley was basically the place to go, and that was basically because of the VA loans that they were giving out to certain population, meaning white. Actually bought our house. It was cool. My parents bought their house in '63 for $13,000. VA loan, had no money down, moving in, taking care of it. That was when we moved to Simi Valley. There was approximately, I think, 2 black families in Simi Valley. There was a lot of Hispanic people there because of the area at Ventura County. But Simi Valley was designed as a white flight, hence the reason why everybody complained with the Rodney King trials, because they moved the trials to Simi Valley, which they considered a white neighborhood, which it was. I grew up there. I graduated from it. I know that. I know that very well. There is a racial issue in California, a very big racial issue. My grandparents moved there in the 30s, right before the Depression, and they had a big issue with racism there. They were of German descent. He never got a job there. He actually worked from Hunsinger's Turkey for years.
And
He worked for the studios
or
after.
comment is what?
My comment is there was racism in California, in
How
the
can
LA area.
how can that? First of all, you could have said no. I don't celebrate White History. You don't have to say yes if you don't. By the way, how can that be racism when there is no such thing?
There is. I saw it. I lived it.
But there, and what does racism look like?
Racism looks very ugly. It's hateful.
What
It's
does it look
hateful for
like?
reasons. It looks like people hating and hurting other people. That's
So,
what it looks
and you're
like.
right about that part. It's hating. There's no love.
Hmm.
Either you love
Yeah,
or
that's
you hate.
racism.
Either,
It's racism.
either, either you love or you hate. Why do you
Hmm.
call hate racism rather than calling it what it is?
Because it was picked because of a certain skin color. That's it. Over and done with.
That's not
That's
true.
it.
It was that way
Yeah, it is.
um, it was that way because when you mention white flight, when white people fled those
Yeah.
areas,
Uh huh.
was that
Uh huh.
racism?
Yes.
And why was it racism?
Because they wanted a generically, or basically a white neighborhood. Simi
And
Valley.
what's
All you have
wrong?
to do is look at Simi Valley.
And what's
That's
wrong with
white
that?
racism.
What's wrong with that?
It doesn't do. It did not do me any good growing up in a totally white neighborhood. Did not do me good at all. As far as being a very
What's wrong with a white people having an all white neighborhood? What's wrong
because
with that?
you become very how could you say? You become very distrustful of other people that look different than you. You basically could fall into listening to bad press about those people, which is not true. There's
So
a lot of reasons why.
all that happened to you?
Yeah,
So what was wrong with you that you fell into all that?
I was 10 years old.
And your parents
Didn't have much.
your parents didn't protect you?
My parents did what they thought was right. My mom, I was a single. I lived with my grandparents.
And so your
And
grandparents didn't have sense enough to be an example for you?
they were racist.
Your grandparents were?
Yeah,
Meaning that they hated black people?
yeah.
And so if they hated black people, why do you call that racism rather than hatred?
Because they picked black. No other reason, black.
And so why did you call that racism rather than hate?
Because it's hate disguised, or it's used as a vehicle that they use their hate is to pick another class of people
But my point
and
is, why
pick
do
on
you
them and
call
blame them for their problems.
why do you call it racism rather than just it was hateful? It was hate.
Because they picked those people
You're
because
not
they
so
look
yes,
different
they
from
may
them.
have
That's
picked
why.
they may have chosen those people, but why
Yeah,
not just call it hate?
Why can't you call it racism? Because it's done.
Because
That
it's
hate
not.
is
There's no such thing as a made up word. And
no.
what's wrong
That
with
word.
what's
That
wrong
word.
with what's wrong with the whites not wanting to be around with a group of people that destroys their own neighborhood, that wherever they go they bring crime and all that. What's wrong with white people not wanting to be around that?
Because it makes for more hate and racism later on. Yeah.
What's wrong with white people not wanting to be around people that bring crime in and don't take care of themselves and their community? What's wrong with white people?
Okay. First
What's
off,
wrong
the
with
two.
Ardene? What's
Yeah,
wrong with
yeah.
white people not wanting to be around that?
They felt the need to move to Simi Valley. That's fine.
What
But
right? So
the two
is it wait? What is anything
What?
wrong with that?
They moved to their house. I can't condemn them, but I know
Is anything wrong with that?
it depends on the person.
Is
Basically, it depends
anything
on the reason
wrong
they
with
caused.
white people wanting to move out and live in their own neighborhood? When they
If
move
they're
to
doing it
Seaman-
for hate,
when
if they're doing it for hate,
hold
yes.
on, D. Let me take a quick break. Back in a moment. Hold on. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Let me go quickly back to Ardene. Ardene, so
Hi.
we were talking about you saying that it's racist because the white people moved away from the blacks when they were come in
Yeah.
and bring all the crime. Do you live in a black neighborhood now?
No.
Do
Well,
you-
no. Actually, Colorado Springs is very diverse because we have so much military here.
And do you
Yes,
live in
we
a
live in
black
a very
neighborhood?
Multiracial. Yes,
Are there blacks?
yes, there are. Yes,
So you're not in a black neighborhood. You're in a mixed neighborhood.
mixed neighborhood. Yeah.
And do you wish you have would have grown up with more blacks and crime?
Oh, it's crime, a white neighborhood. Yeah.
No,
I have no
that's not what
problem
I
growing
asked.
up
Do
with
you
black people.
wish that you had grown up with more blacks and crime?
Yeah.
Oh, so why don't you move to a black neighborhood now then?
Well, I'm in a black neighborhood.
And-
Black,
and-
white.
No. I'm
Hispanic.
talking about an all black neighborhood. Why don't you move to a black neighborhood so you can get more crime?
Well, Colorado Springs has they don't have a specific black neighborhood.
So
It's diverse everywhere.
So why don't you move to another state or city where there are more blacks and crime? Nothing's holding you back. Why don't you move
I like
there?
Colorado Springs.
Why?
Because I like Colorado Springs.
But you also love
I like Colorado Springs.
You also love black crime, right?
I love being around diverse neighborhoods, yes.
So why don't you move to one?
I am in a diverse neighborhood.
No, why don't you move to a black neighborhood?
I want to be in a diverse neighborhood.
But
What's wrong with a diverse neighborhood?
I thought you wanted black crime. You want more black crime.
Oh, that's your words. I want to be around a diverse neighborhood. That's what I told you from the very beginning.
But you said you wish you grew up with more black crime, right?
I wish I grew up around more black people, yeah.
So
and have them more. As I did have some in school, some friends, black friends.
And why do you wish you had grown up with more black people?
Because I would have a better understanding and a better love for them.
So you don't love the blacks? Yeah. Do you love the blacks?
Yes, I do.
So
yes,
how much more love you want for them?
Anything can be improved. Love can always be improved.
So how can your love be improved for the blacks?
Getting to know them better.
And so why don't you get out there and know them?
I do.
And so is your love growing?
Yes.
And what is it about the blacks that you don't know?
I don't know, so how do I know? That's a really redundant
question. What is it about the blacks that you want to know?
That's a redundant question. It really is.
You said you want to know more about the blacks. What is it about the blacks that you want to know?
How they brush their teeth. I don't know.
So you don't know what you want to...
Yeah, it will. When it happens, it happens. I mean, if I learn more, hey, better for me.
What more can you learn than what you already know about the blacks?
You can always learn. You should be learning every day, in fact. You always need to learn more.
What is it about the blacks you can learn?
How great of people they are.
And what's great about them?
That's what I'm learning.
What have you learned that's great about the blacks?
They're honorable. They're
honorable?
Loving. Yeah.
What does honorable mean?
You don't know what honorable? You need to look that one up. I'm not going to tell you that one.
A black is slow. What does you said the blacks are honorable. What's honorable about them?
Honorable. Respectful, honorable, good.
What's honorable about them?
What isn't honorable about them?
No, what is honorable about the blacks?
They're good people.
In what way are they good?
They open the door for you, smile,
what?
They say hi, they greet you. They're great friends.
Amazing.
What isn't honorable?
So then if you already know that, why do you need some more black?
Because they're a human race. And I want to help and be around the human race.
So
of the human race.
You want to help the blacks?
Help everybody.
You want to help the blacks?
I want to help everybody.
Do you want to help the blacks, you say?
I want to help everybody,
You're talking about the blacks, though, and you wish you had some more black crime, and you wish you had been amongst the blacks. You want some more blacks?
How much do people pay you to do this job?
Do you want more? Let me ask you this, tell you this. Colorado Springs is 75% white, according to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You claim it doesn't do. You claim it didn't do good growing up among whites.
It would have done me better to grow up in a very diverse relationship, a diverse environment.
In what way because of time? In what way would it have done you better? How would you be different today had you grown up with the blacks?
I probably would have got into politics, ran for president, and won.
If you had grown up with the blacks?
Yes, to be more diverse, more loving to all the human race.
Amazing.
Because I do a hell of a lot better than Idiot Man in there.
Amazing.
You got it.
Thank you, Ardene.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye. Amazing.